All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so in here. 1 second. Here we are, another day. So we're continuing our discussion on day trading earnings season strategies today, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, the 15 orb. So this is always a fun one to work with. But before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check in. We'll see where we left off in the market today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what they're up to tonight and what we might have in store for tomorrow. And then we're going to go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started here and see where we are. So SPX, green month so far, a little bit of an upper shadow so far, down 29 points today. It felt like a lot more than that because of the fast move down. But I actually thought they were still going to finish green today. But big fast move down today. So give us a little bit of push here off of the prior month's highs. So a little bit of resistance off that area today. Weekly chart. So pretty interesting stuff, right? This red candle, this is one we were trying to get above. We had this momentum hammer from yesterday off of this the 30 weekly moving average. We started to push it up a little bit, so it was nice. We got a gap up, and then we kind of found resistance at that level right there. So that's a little bit of blah. But the good news is, right? The silver lining is that by taking out that level, right, we have a fresh high, fresh trend line. So we shifted the trend line over, and now we are back to being bullish until proven otherwise. Of course, it was a day where they tried to prove it otherwise, and the same day they broke out those levels. But we did hold the 80 MA today, so that's good. And we're going to see how we handle this trend line going forward. We do have a gold cross right here, the 50 through the 200 MA. SMA on the daily chart. We're over the 8 EMA right here so far on the daily. So let's see how it goes going into tomorrow. Let's see the price action here today, from today. So wow, pretty cool stuff, right? So we gapped up this morning. That was nice. Had a nice engulfing candle right here through the 15 orb range. Worked our way up, right? Great stuff right there. Very, very good. And then, we started getting a little bit choppy right here. And then, boom, doji at the high of the day. And then, see ya. Have a nice afternoon. Blah, blah, blah. So it was pretty cool. We actually were long at the open. We got some good moves in like Apple, other ones like that, and Twitter, AMD, just some good stuff here this morning. And then we found some nice short opportunities on SPY today to take advantage of this downside move. Let's take a look at the levels. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market opens. So you can see here we gapped up. Double inside 5 couldn't break down below this this R1 level right here. Worked our way up again. Hung out around these volumetric levels, upper shadow at the weekly R2 level, and then we worked our way down throughout the day. So nice move, right? These, if you go to volume on like the ES, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, low volume pullbacks, right? So you got to love that, right? So let's go here to the S&P futures, see where we're at tonight, but we'll also review a little bit of the price action here intraday that we were just looking at. So it's pretty cool, guys. We have these signal zones, right? They're basically resistance levels that we use in our group. And love, this is a pure doji right here today on the S&P futures. You got to love it. Closed right at the open of the candle. So the gray candle right there. Gotta love it. It was right off of this resistance zone here. So this is where we work to get short here. Got a nice move down, and then check out this rally, right? Even this rally right here, right? Nice low volume pullbacks, right? Snapbacks right here. So this is good, right? This is a good opportunity to look for another opportunity to short, and then boom, it goes short there inside 5. Another move down, and then we just kind of hung out here at the at these prior signal zones at the end of the day, and we're chopping around here tonight. So what does that leave us for tomorrow? Well, it could be a massive, or just a long-running bear flag right here going into tomorrow. That's possible, right? Or we find it as support, right? And the plunge protection team, not a lot of volume here tonight. Plunge protection team steps it up and starts to buy this thing up tonight and works its way back up again going into tomorrow. We're up 1.75 points. We're up a little bit higher tonight. Came into a couple of these prior resistance zones right here and dropped off of those here tonight. So we'll see where that takes us into tomorrow. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow is earnings season. It starts off with JP Morgan tomorrow. Going to be a big one as the banks start to kick off. Going to really give us a real good sentiment of what's happening going into tomorrow and into the rest of the earnings season. So if JP Morgan has great earnings, right, we could definitely see the market continue to work its way up. If they have horrible earnings, right, we could see this probably, very possibly turn into a bear flag. We start working down even farther, right? So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes tomorrow, and we'll review what we're talking about today tomorrow. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, and hopefully this is all going through okay. Okay, yeah, everything looks like it's coming through okay, good. Today we're going to talk about day trading earnings strategies. Today we're going to talk about the 15 orb, and this is a really appropriate topic since earnings season is starting. tomorrow, right? So with JP Morgan. So what are we going to look at tomorrow? We're going to look at the 15 orb. What is the 15 orb? Guys, we talk about it all the time here, but we may as well emphasize it's a great strategy in day trading earnings, right? Because there's so much volatility and action that comes in there too. Oftentimes you do get a nice premium drop as well after earnings, after the vol crush. And so it gives us a little bit cheaper premiums to work with, ideally, and hopefully to be able to catch some momentum moves. So what is the 15 orb? Well, the 15 orb is the high and low of the first 15 minutes of the day, right? You can see here, we plug those in right here. We have code to kind of put those in. That gives us really key levels to work with, right? So tomorrow, we're going to be looking at JP Morgan. We're going to see how it handles its 15-minute orb range. So you can see here today, it had a big range, right? The first 50, what is the 15 orb? So the ORB, right, is the opening range bar, right? So that's what we're looking for. So opening range bar, here's your first 15 minutes a day. This gives you a line in the sand to deal with, right, between highs and lows, right? And we're going to be, and they give you, so here, right, this is where the bears have their line in the sand. If you break above that, right, a lot of times they like to cover, and you can get nice moves out of those levels. Same here, the bulls line in the sand. They try to break it down. We're not, obviously there's other levels there. Here we had a 60 anchor yesterday on JP Morgan, so we dropped down below there and found that as support today before kind of working its way up. But it was still contained within that 15 orb range. So it's very interesting, right? So obviously there's a couple possibilities that could happen going into tomorrow. So JP Morgan, they could give us a nice candle at the open. Right now, tomorrow's expected range, or the expected range in tomorrow, I think is about only 4 points, right? So that would bring us up to about 102-ish area, kind of like these areas right here. So 102. So we would see what kind of candle we get right there. So market makers expecting to probably stay under 102, 103. If we have blowout earnings, it could go out above it. But if not, we might look for a reversal on that. If that happens, right, we would have a whatever that first candle is. So let's say tomorrow, we're going to tomorrow. So let's say the first candle tomorrow goes like this. Let's say we're up here. Right, but it's a reversal candle, right? Say they have good earnings, but it doesn't matter. The market's weak, and whatever the case is a letdown, right? So that'll give us our 15 orb here and our 15 orb range right here, right? And then we'll look to see what kind of candles we get to either break out above that, right, or down below it. But the closer we get to the top of the market maker range, the higher chance there is of a reversal, right? So what we'll look, and we'll also keep in mind, and we'll talk about some other techniques this week, so we'll get to that later. But anyway, so we're going to look at this, and we're going to see if we get a breakdown candle there, ideally one that breaks down with volume, and then we would look to take that short potentially to the next levels down, which could be here, or here, these type of levels right there. Or, right, we could break out of that range, right, with a strong candle. We want to see strength, right? We don't want to just kind of just trade it randomly, right? Because what could happen, same thing could happen what happened today, right? We just chop around to that range, right? And if we do hold the bottom of the range, right, we could look for some reversals intraday, right, and see how those levels hold. See how it held the 15 orb range today. We're going to give you a little triangle. We're going to give you a nice little pop to the upside. So we'll look for that tomorrow too. Right, these are great levels to trade with, and then otherwise we'll look for a great breakout right here and then see if we can work our way up. So we'll see how that goes, right? We can see, we talk about this all the time, what levels we have to go to. So we're JP Morgan right now is in a big triangle. So to get blowout numbers, it would have to be over 116, 117 to get over this pivot to try to give us a gap and go type move, right? So more than likely we're going to be in one of these ranges right here on the higher end or low end of today's close. And so we're gonna see how that goes going into tomorrow. We're gonna see if we can trade that 15 orb tomorrow on JP Morgan, as it should get some activity. If it's bad, right, and the market wants to be bad tomorrow, wow, we could really see a big move down, right? Because if we gap down below here, this pivot level, we might get a momentum move down. If we have blowout numbers right here, we got this 76 level. I mean, it'd be really crazy to gap down 30 points, but it's possible. Anything's possible with this volatile market. So that's the 15 orb, the opening range bar. We like to use those levels on an intraday basis anyway because they're key, but a lot of times when we get more volume, more volatility, injection, more movement potential into a stock, which we get at earnings, gives us some great opportunities to trade those intraday. So good stuff. Well, I hope you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can, try to wrap up as early as possible so we have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. All right, so Shirley sent in a few in via email, so let's take a look at those. She's got Johnson & Johnson. So wow, that was up 2 points today. So it's basically at the top of this channel right here. So it gave you an upper shadow off of that. So we kind of have that to work with right here. If that stays as a reversal, right, then we might work our way back down to the 200-day moving average, right? Or like you said, we could look at it as a potential bullish move if it wants to continue to work out, but definitely look out for today's highs. W. Okay, down 12 points today, right? So I mean the market was weak as well, but this conspiracy stuff going on with these guys, right? Hopefully it all ends up not being true. If it is, then they should be delisted, right? But either way, double inside day down, and let's see if there gets any more downside follow through. So some good volume in that one today. D-Dog. Let's take a look here. D-Dog, wow. So big pullback to the upward trend line here today. Increased volume too. If it were a low volume pullback, we'd get excited about it because it's right at the trend line. We might look for a bounce on that one. But if the market's strong tomorrow, we get like a nice little kind of, consolidation candle right there. And we hold D-Dog might continue to work its way up because it is still bullish until proven otherwise. CRM. Big breakdown candle, but where is it? It's right at the upward trend line. Again, increased very much like D-Dog right here. Software took a hit today before the rest of the market, so we're not surprised to see this one down a little bit here, but you've got your trend line right here, so it bounced right to it, so let's see, or fell right to it, so let's see if that holds for a potential bounce. Right, and then PayPal. Okay, so PayPal broke down, right? So this one actually lost its upward trend line here today. So that puts it in a fresh trend box right here. So we're going to look to see if we get a momentum move below today's lows or a confirmation below it for a potential swing short on PayPal. So good find on those. Thanks, Shirley. Really appreciate it. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. I know, huge fun day. It was great at the open and great in the afternoon. It was really great stuff today. We had a lot of fun. So let's take a look at Boeing. Okay, so Boeing, right, still walking the tightrope here across the different levels. We had a bullish day on Friday, and then today we got a nice gap up. Tried to push its way up again, then pulled back a little bit here today. So still hanging in there, right? It got over the cliff. It got over the cliffhanger here. It's got one more day, before it, possibly breaks down below that thin cloud right there. But we'll see how that goes today. And up a little bit after hours. I think the fresh news about procuring an Air Force contract. So good for them to get that sort of income coming in. Otherwise, not doing so good on the commercial side. So good stuff there. Amazonius, guys, look at this thing today. Amazing, right? So total range today, 275 points. That's like a whole Facebook, right? Facebook's 239, right? The entire lifespan of Facebook, it hasn't exceeded 230, points, and today in just one candle on Amazon, 275 points. Just to put things in perspective, quite a move on that one, right? So it's like trading Facebook all in one day for its entire lifetime move. Anyway, epic pullback today off of the highs, and then pullback with a massive bearish engulfing candle. Again, we're waiting to see if this thing pulls back here. You got the ADMA right here, and we'll see if it pulls back to the upward trend line on Amazon. Right, Tesla, again, same thing, guys. This is even more, right? Candles like this, 323 points. This is more than SPY has moved. The S&P 500 has moved, right? The SPY, at least, has moved in its entire existence, right? In one candle right there. Really, really crazy stuff. But yeah, big upper shadow on that one. Not quite a bearish, not quite a dark cloud cover on it, but still not a pretty candle right there. But anything can happen with it. It's still holding this bump line right here, right? And then SPCE. So we had a little bit of fun on this one today. We did have that doji sandwich. We tried to get it to the upside today. Gave a little bit of move, then pulled back pretty sharply here with the rest of the market. Bounced off the ADMA right here. So it's kind of like blah right now after this triangle breakout. So we'll see if it tries to gear up again and get another move. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. The Nest. What's going on? Roku. Let's take a look. So Roku, big upper shadow today, big pullback off these levels right here. Came right back down to the geometric line from all-time highs, right? So it tried to make a move and then came back in. So let's see if that holds that as potential support. LVGO. Yeah, I mean, epic run up right here. But it did, honestly, gave a nice healthy pullback to the ADMA today. Not fun if you're long through that whole thing, but it did bounce off of that, so that's good. Filled an open gap and kind of did its job there today. So let's see if it can continue to hold those levels and try to prove itself there. Yeah, Vroom. Yeah, these guys right here, struggling right here. Bearish engulfing, candle, but not really a bearish engulfing reversal candle, but inside day down. So big nasty move off of that one right here. Filled this closing gap right here, and coming back down to the 15-orb high from its original IPO range. Right, Okta. Again, software took a big hit today, guys. Look at that. It's coming right back down to this geometric level too. So see if that holds as potential support. And Lulu. Yep, so this is interesting today. It was starting to gear up, getting really, really tight. It tried to make a breakout move today, inside day up, and it came back down and ended up, giving an inside day down, which is kind of blah on that today here. So, but it's still holding. So, still just kind of chopping in that range right there, but a nasty day today. Nasty, nasty, nasty. And the Nest, you got a nice trade in GWPH. Great, yeah, the pot sector was really strong this morning, right? CGC was good. So a lot of these ones moving here today. So great pop on that one. Huge move up today, like double inside 15 orb break. This is what we're looking for, guys, tomorrow on like something like JP Morgan, right? A nice breakout candle with big volume, right, out of the 15 orb high. We would love to see that, and then see how it drifted up really, really nicely there. Held the ADMA until it closed below it, right? That was a nice trade. So great job on that one. Then it ended up being a good short too, and gapped on the 15-minute chart. Wow, good trading. Hey, yeah, my pleasure on Bollinger Bands. We love it. Anything we can do to help folks learn. So yeah, the whole series on Bollinger Bands was a good one. Straight from the book by John Bollinger. You gotta love it. So good. So Dylan sent a few via Twitter. So let's take a look. UPS is on a lot of people's radar here today. Nasty pullback at the end of the day, right? So, but just kind of coming into the open gap right here. It could close right at the ADMA. So let's see how that holds going into tomorrow. And then what else? We've got Mickey D's. Let's take a look. Mickey D's. So I mean, the Dow actually held up pretty well for most of the day today. Nasty pullback in the Mickey D's right here. Right, kind of coming back to those hammer lows. So it's basically right at the cloud right there with the big upper shadow. So if it's anything like the hammer works, it should probably work its way back up, right? But we'll see how that goes if it holds that cloud at support. ABT, big upper shadow on that one. We still haven't liked that one until we get a big breakout on that one. So a little bit of pullback right there. Shake Shack, this is another fun one here too with some crazy earnings moves. Doji Day today of the ADMA, so that could be interesting to the downside. Pins. Hello, Pins. Nasty pullback right there, but actually a big pullback on low volume. So that could be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. SPCE, again, we looked at triangle breakout and kind of blah after that. So it might be coming back to test it. We'll see how it goes on there, but it gave a little bit of a move here. Friday had the better pop opportunity. Or was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday had the good move. SWKS, engulfing candle right there. So that pulled back below the ADMA today on increased volume. So watch out for that. Could be interesting there. Really, it's all about JP Morgan tomorrow, guys. See what it does, see what kind of tone it sets for earnings season. So last time it set a pretty good tone, so let's see if it can do it again. ZEK, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Wow, huge breakout on Vaxart. Double inside day, failed to break down and worked its way back up. So a huge move on that one today as it got back to that 14 level. Amazing stuff on that one. A lot of the Corona names had some strength today as the obviously increased cases, stuff like that. General Mills, nice move up over Friday's high, right? Gave a nice push up there to fresh highs and then pulled back off of it with a nasty shooting star candle. SDC. Hey, SDC, not bad. Nice gap up there today. It has a fresh 200-day moving average and found resistance off of that. It's like, wow, it's like it just got there. How could it be resistance? But it did. So it's some pretty cool stuff there. Glue. So Glue with a nasty pullback there today, closed below the ADMA with some increased volume on that one as we head into earnings pretty soon on this one. Penn, the casinos were strong this morning. They were strong this morning, gave a nice push inside day up, and they came back down. So it's closing below that prior geometric support level. And then INSG. Big upper shadow back in the range right there. So a lot of upper shadows today, guys. Makes it really tough going into tomorrow. So good stuff, Vanessa. Yeah, DKNG, let's take a look. So how did that hand? DKNG. First day below its upward trend line since, well, actually, if we get a little bit tighter on this one, we could put it right here. Right, so right from those lows, right through these guys right here. So we're getting close to testing that chart. Let's see if that holds as maybe it'll give us a low volume pullback. Nice pullback on that one right there. Pen we just looked at, CGC. One of the strong ones this morning off of the pot sale. Look at that, right off the 200-day moving average is a pullback right there. So awesome move at the open today. Huge move right there. And then pulled back, right, consolidation. Bear flag. Have a nice day. Good stuff. And then net. Yeah, net with a little bit of a pullback here today. Nasty pull. Software got slammed today. They were pretty weak at the open anyway. A little bit of a gap up, right? And then just, most of the software names were pretty rough today anyway. So that was kind of a heads up into some of the direction on it. Closed below the ADMA right there, but kind of bounced off of, some prior support levels, and it's right at, kind of a general upward trend line right there. So let's see how that holds. And good stuff. Appreciate the Nest. Threep, what's going on? Cat. Yeah, hey, how about Cat hanging in there today, up 2% today, and over the inside day high and over that geometric level. So let's see if that can hold a little bit of an upper shadow right there. Would have liked to it close a little bit stronger, but I like it with some good volume. Watch out, you got ex-dividend coming up pretty soon. PG, little spinning top right there, little doji on PG as it kind of tries to climb too, but it's still working its way up. So you gotta like that. Good stuff, Michael. What's going on? Good to see you. EQ. Let's take a look. See how that's going. EQ. Oh, nasty upper shadow, but still holding the ADMA on that one. INO. A couple of these were strong today, right? A couple of these pharma, COVID type names and all that stuff. Decent push up there, upper shadow. So let's see how that goes going in tomorrow. Nasty upper shadow on that one. Docu finally pulled back a little bit. It's basically back in the channel range. And then work. He caught it both ways. Great job on that one today. Gave some epic moves, right? Still can't get through these levels. I tried to get in the gap here this morning. A few folks in the group like to trade that one, right? Inside 15 with a nice 15-hour breakout on huge volume, right? Worked its way up here, got really, really choppy, right? And kind of gave you this little bear flag. And then boom, down, right? So big, crazy candle right there. And then continue to work its way up. Great job on catching it both ways today. You gotta love it. And then, good job. And then fib extensions are almost cheating in the right context. Yeah, if you can nail it, it could be good stuff, right? You know, 382 extension, 618s, you gotta love it. Good. And then AMD. Earnings bonanza. That's what I know. I can't wait for it. So earnings coming up pretty soon on that one. End of the month on this one. It's a couple weeks on that. Nasty pullback here today. It's kind of been rejecting a couple of those geometric levels. So much for the this candle right here. We came back and we're back to the scene of the breakout on that one. So kind of blah on that one. Yeah, I know. Wells Fargo's ruh-roh. Decent candle there. Still holding that geometric line, but that is definitely another one to keep an eye on. That JP Morgan is going to be the big one, but Wells Fargo could be a fun one to trade. So good stuff there. Definitely interested in seeing how that goes. Anki, what's going on? Good evening. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, let's take a look at ZI. Little zoom info action right there. Oh, inside day down on that one too. Nasty. Oh, so let's see how that holds right there. DKNG we just looked at kind of updated the trend line right there. So we're actually right here and here. So let's see how that holds going into the next couple days. JP Morgan, of course, earnings tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes here. Again, just kind of spinning top right there. Some good volume coming in before earnings, so let's see how that goes. And, of course, Goldman Sachs reporting this week, too. So doji sandwich potential on this one. Decent volume here, good volume here. Again, I like how it closed above this pivot level right here. So let's see if we can kind of break out over those highs tomorrow if the market's strong. Goldman Sachs would be good if JP Morgan is strong. Trelly, what's going on? SPY, let's take a look here. Yeah, so SPY, again, it filled its open gap finally. Now, it didn't get out of its trend box. The SPX did. But it still gave that nasty pullback there, holding the ADMA going into tomorrow. Home Depot. Woo! Home Depot was a wild one today, guys. We tweeted this one out earlier today. Triple inside week. Right? It worked its way up with some authority this morning. Look at that. Strong move here. Got through the pre-market levels right here. Broke the 15-orb high. And just really kind of held the ADMA really, really nicely today. And then it was like, ruh-roh. Highs of the day, right? Upper shadows, doji, blah. Inside 15 down. Have a nice one, right? So we'll see how it goes back in the triple inside week range and back in the inside day range, too. So crazy, crazy stuff on Home Depot. But yeah, good stuff. So Cesar, what's going on? Great job today. VIX, let's take a look. Yeah, so VIX getting perky right here. Inside day up, right? And it is, hold on, that can't be the whole cloud right there. There it is. So it started to work its way back into the cloud with a little more strength, right? So back over the 50-day, back over the double inside day high, and now it's in the cloud, so that's different. Didn't hold it as resistance today, so that is very, very interesting on the VIX. The cool part about the VIX, guys, if anybody struggled today with the downside move, one thing you could do is just, track the VIX. It just helps to track it on the side. One thing we noticed is the market was going up, right? And so is the VIX all day. And that was a little bit concerning, right? So it's like normally the market goes up, the VIX goes down, but for some reason the VIX was still worried all day, even with the market going up. So that really helped to give inspiration into catching that down move in the market today. And then obviously the VIX really, really perked up at the end of the day. So big move there, big close in the cloud. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that one, of course, going into tomorrow. Brian, what's going on? MU. Not MY, MU. All right, so MU down at $1.24. So nasty stuff right there. Had the inside week, tried to break it up today, and then came back down and closed below its 30 weekly moving average right there. But here, ADMA right here, closed below it here today. Just kind of choppy, nasty stuff. MU is such a tough one to trade. Sometimes it can give a good intraday stuff. And work, again, big pullback off of that too, back into the cloud. So it's got more work to do if it wants to try to get its way back up there. So Ankit 4, let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh, rough right there. Inside day down today. So just, is what it is on that one. Just nasty push down here. Close below the ADMA on that one. Whew. JMOS, what's going on? Good evening. mRNA. Huge day on mRNA today. Bit of an upper shadow, right? But it did take the inside day up. Got really, really tight here at the cloud, right? Over the up Charlie. Decent candle right here. Inside day up. So that was good here, of course. And then had a big day today as they announced that it was going to be added to the NASDAQ 100, right? So gave a move up there. And it's kind of drifting up a little bit after hours from the close. So that's good. XLF, going to be a huge one to keep an eye on tomorrow as JP Morgan is reporting it's the second highest weighted stock on the XLF, the first being Berkshire Hathaway. Again, very similar to JP Morgan candle right here. Good candle on Friday with a lot of this bank strong. Today is spinning top right here at the cloud. So very, very interested in seeing how that moves off of the JP Morgan number. Right, and AMD, just a rough pull back off of a red candle on that one. Gaps filled and all that stuff, basically down to the scene of the breakout on that one. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Hope you're doing well. And then the VXX, of course. So the VXX, guys, a nice model of the VIX here. Right, again, it worked its way up all day today. The one thing I like about the VXX is that it gives you volume. right? So it shows you volume, so it shows you trade as opposed to the VIX itself just kind of showing. But look at this, guys, busy all day today with the even with the market going up, right? So if you kind of look, right, you can see the divergences here. If you go here and you go to compare with, and if I just put in the, I'll just put in SPY. Okay, and you can see here, right? So very, very interesting today, right here. The SPY is going up and the VIX is going up, right? So very, very divergent right here. And then, I mean, just kind of reached its threshold right here. It actually pulled back. This is so crazy today. It pulled back when the market was going down. I was like, what's going on here? And then it perked up and it was like, have a nice day. So it was really, really crazy stuff on the VIX today. But it gave us a lot of clues that the potential downside might be bigger than expected, right? Because it was really just kind of gearing up all day. So good stuff. Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Mr. Fishbowl, what's happening? Good to see you. So what was the exact tell that it was time for puts today? So this is one of the reasons, right? So the VIX itself, the fact that the VIX was going up while the market was going up, kind of had us all scratching our head, right? And being like, something's up, something's going on here, right? And also the fact that, we got up into, where? So we got up into major resistance areas, right? So we got here on the weekly chart, right? Right in this area right here. So that's a key. Right, so that was a major drop point, right? Daily chart, again, the same line right there, right? So major areas. So you got, still got to pay attention to what's going on in the daily charts and the macro kind of areas, right? And then of course on the, we use those levels on our shorter term time frames today that helped us find that as a major pivot level on the S&P futures, right? And then we had a big move up with the VIX still going up too. Doji candle right here, and then a big move down off of that. So again, we don't necessarily know how far it's going to go. We do know a couple things. We know that we did have an open gap up here that could get faded, and it sure did, right? So that's a good possibility. The low of the day, right? The low of the day, the 15-hour below here, definitely could be tested. That was a good target, right? And then the low of the day right here, right? So then this became the low of the day. Once we blew through that, right? Well, we got the open gap next. Okay, so let's take out that level, right? And then we just kind of deal with some of the levels from the prior day we got here. Right, so it just sometimes works, just step by step like that. It just goes a lot faster on the puts typically. So yeah, those are kind of the key levels there. But the VIX going up was kind of the big tell on the market there today. So good stuff, Bagash. What's going on? Yeah, I hope you had a great trading day too. So you're not able to decide which stocks to ask for. So too much manipulation, exactly. So you look for anything manipulation. So ZS. Okay, a little bit pullback, inside day down on this one. This thing's been working its way up, for quite a long time right there. It did come back to the ADMA, so that is a good thing. SE, again, the forever bullish stock, actually pulled back to its upward trend line there today, so just be careful there. It's not a low volume pullback. FSLI, another forever bullish one as well. Oh, that one finally said, nope, done. Right, so that's your first major breakdown below the upward trend, so watch it break down below today's lows. So in fact, that's good enough here. We could look for a potential momentum move that might put that on the radar for tomorrow. Give me 1 second on that one. And tomorrow is Tuesday. Do we have anything super bullish going in today? So we got FSOY on the bearish radar right there. Right, so we got the 30 orbs for sure today. Amazing stuff. Apple was so strong this morning. That was a great one. JP, where you got Wells Fargo tomorrow, and we'll talk about those going into then. Great double inside days yesterday, and then we'll take a look, see what kind of anchors we have later. Good stuff. Yeah. So so any of the mRNA, we could probably put on the list right there. But maybe INO could be an interesting one for potential long. So I'll just put it on the radar just to observe for tomorrow. Good stuff. And then net. Again, nasty stuff, guys. The software sector was weak today to begin with. So, and then it just added fuel to the fire. The market was weak later. So it's a pretty rough stuff on that one. Nasty pullback, but it is kind of at its upper trend line area on that. So good stuff. Christian, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Netflix. Nasty pullback today. Dark cloud cover. Dark cloud cover is where you gap above the prior day's high and you close below 50% of the range of that candle in an upward trend. So possible reversal right here. We'll see how it goes. Had an epic run up before earnings. Got earnings this week, so it's still holding its upward trend line right here. But just I wouldn't call it a healthy pullback, but it was definitely a pullback to get it back to its trend line. So that's something to look at right there. And then missed the softy. This was relatively weak at the open today, which is kind of interesting. Right, so that ended up giving a big pullback right here. But we started to notice this in the early today. This one didn't really rally with everything else today. Right, so once it lost its lows and lost its pre-market lows, just a nice short opportunity on that one as well. So it's holding right with this kind of crazy gap right here, so it's kind of at that level right now. So let's see how that holds going in tomorrow. Yeah, my pleasure, Kim. What's going on? Yeah, some big pullbacks on the studs. I know exactly. Like Piton was ridiculous today. Square, nasty pullback today. Yeah, there's Piton right there. Huge bearish engulfing candle on Piton. That one gets a that goes on the short radar. It just does. Wild move on that one. Good, and then CRWD. Oh yeah, that's just nasty. So we'll see if they can just pull back there. You're at a prior inside day level right here, so it might actually find that as a little bit of support. So, but just a nasty pullback on that one today. Yeah, and software got hit today. Good stuff. X Country Cap, what's going on? Diz, let's take a look. Yeah, so Diz with the letdown today. Also a bearish engulfing candle, but it is holding the cloud and holding the ADMA. But today was just kind of the blah, right? I mean, it was just like, yeah, we're opening up parks in the United States. Everything's awesome. All right, we're going to have a great open this morning, everybody. And, oh, we're just kidding. We're closing parks in Hong Kong. It was just the worst, right? And then, gave you this nice triangle pattern right here. It ultimately broke out here at the end of the day with the rest of the market. Nasty pullback on that one. And then IWM. IWM. So it's basically at a prior upper trend line right here. It rejected the 200-day moving average a couple times, right? So it's got the potential to get to the basically the upper trend line right here. So it's basically right there, increased volume. We'll see how it holds. You got the 50-day right here in the cloud. So we do have potential tight. I mean, if JP Morgan's good tomorrow and the banks move up with JP Morgan, IWM should get a move. Might even, if it's really strong, might push above the 200-day. So we're keep an eye on that one too. So, Bagish, any thoughts on the Fed releases? POMO scheduled for the next 2 weeks will buy $9 billion in Treasury and MBS each day. Each day? Sounds bullish to me. Keep printing. So, they're going to do what they can to prop this market up, so we'll see how that goes. Superstar, what's going on? Yeah, Amazon just a nasty pullback today. Huge pullback today. Bearish engulfing candle. But it's still holding its 80 MA and holding trend. So again, this could pull back all the way here. We might find a buyable opportunity on Amazon. But yeah, not surprised a lot of these pullbacks today. These things got a little bit extended. Tesla, of course, just insane moves, right? Everybody's like, bullish. It did give a huge gap up today, guys. It gapped up like 100 points or more today, and then even pushed too, gave it opportunity. Some of our guys traded this morning, right, on that the strength into the open, right? So that was good. And then of course it gave just some very interesting breakdown opportunities here intraday too. So good stuff there. So good, Michael Dry trailed the market flush and caught a nice delayed short. Good job, nice. You gotta love it there. Yeah, good job on that one. A little bit risky off of that inside day, but yeah. So started down when the market was going up, came up with the rest of the market, and then worked its way down there. Good job on Dry on that one. So yeah, I think there's a lot of restaurants closing back down and all that stuff with the new businesses closing down and all that stuff. Ramesh, what's going on? mRNA, let's take a look. Inside day up, right? So that's nice, and a big upper shadow there. So just be careful with that one. But drifting up a little bit after hours. So let's see if we can continue to push. Michael, futures margins are cheaper than Tesla options. I know, it's hilarious. In fact, TD Ameritrade came out and announced today that they're increasing margin requirements for anybody who's trading Tesla. That's just crazy. I wonder how many people blew up on that. I mean, a lot of people made money, but people go at Robinhood going crazy. So, Sivo, what's going on? Home Depot, let's take a look. Yeah, great move up this morning. Broke out of the triangle, came back in the range today. So may want to come back and test that inside day low. Venkata, what's going on? Bose, what's happening? Spy. Didn't quite get to fresh high, fresh trend. So still in its trend box today, but the SPX is in a fresh trend up. The Qs. Yeah, bearish engulfing candle right there, but it's still holding its ADMA. Vivo, lots of upper shadows right there, closed below the ADMA on that one there, so keep an eye on that. And then Chewy, yeah, nasty pullback on that one. The iBuy was strong this morning, a little bit of upper shadow on that one. It is still holding its ADMA. So as you know, this thing does like to give like crazy wicks, right? So just be careful now. It's still holding its upward trend line. So good stuff. Good to see you, man. Michael, LIT beasting. I love it. Well, yeah, big gap up there today. A little bit of an upper shadow, but a lot of the electric vehicle companies pulled back. What a great one to trade instead of the crazy Teslas and stuff like that. And then AMD. So big move there, big upper shadow right there, and kind of pull back to this geo line here today. Basically back to the scene of the breakout. So good stuff. See, but yeah, PFE. Let's take a look. Yeah, so again, guys, a lot of strength here in some of the pharmaceutical companies here today. Again, they're looking at cures and all that stuff for coronavirus. Up pre-market, right? Had a couple interesting levels: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then just kind of drift around. But it's still working its way up after hours, so we could actually keep this one on the radar tomorrow too. Um, See if that had any strength going in tomorrow. So that could be interesting. Good stuff, Michael. EQ, not DQ. EQ. Oh, Dairy Queen, so good. Whoa! Look at this one today. Woo! Huge move today. This is a great find on this one. Halted on a survey for volatility update to 4 points. Did it have any news today? Shares rise following COVID-19 drug trial. So everything was strong today, guys, on the IBB today with this Corona stuff. So today was just a Corona day for the market for Corona stocks. So good stuff, Cherry. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at shop. Yeah. Oh, shop. Oh dear. That was I believe that was a bearish engulfing candle right there. So they opened right here. 1040, yeah, it's 1040 in the open today. It was 10, yeah, bearish engulfing candle on that one today. Nasty breakdown, but it still gave you a lower shadow on that one. So let's see if it holds those lows going in tomorrow. Nasty pullback on it, but it had some good potential. Nasty pullback today. Again, tech, just money kind of pulling out of tech a little bit here. It'd be very interesting to see how that goes going in through earnings season here. And then Penn inside day up and then back in the range on that one. So let's see how that goes. Most of the casinos were strong today. Bearish engulfing candle on Zoom video. Wow. So that's a big push down there. I would have liked to have seen a little bit close closer to the lows, but not quite on that one. So good stuff. Tracy, what's going on? Good to see you. Lulu with a nasty pullback today, but still in its congestion zone right here. So, you win some, it just never gave any confirmation, no breakout, right? So it didn't even break down. It's just still chopping around in that range right there. It tried to do intraday. There was some nice volume that came intraday, but it couldn't hold it. FTNT. Okay, yeah, that's nasty, right? This one already gave a bearish engulfing candle prior, right? Lower volume, but big pullback here, big pull down here to the cloud and the prior geometric line. So see how that holds right here going tomorrow. Kind of nasty stuff. So good stuff. Nazadizzle, what's going on? Options with day trading, you bet. We love it. Christian, Microsoft. Let's take a look. It's the only way to trade. Microsoft, so big pullback off that back to kind of a closing gap type level right there. So see if that holds the support. It's still holding its upward trend line, Christian, and Netflix again. Dark cloud cover today. Earnings coming up this week. Definitely something here. Sunil, what's going on? ATVI. How did our game stocks do? Oh, just nasty, just nasty, right? But we don't. These ones are tough, right? So it's prone to do this, right? Da 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 down, da 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 down, da 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 down, da da down. So, but nice breakout of that triangle. So it was fun while it lasted, right? It had a nice down move today. Roku, again, pulled back to its geometric line. Let's see if that holds its support. And Zoom with a nasty pullback there that we just looked at there with that bearish engulfing candle. MU, again, kind of back to range, still holding some geometric support right here. But be careful, guys. This could be working on a sideways head and shoulders right there. So let's see if that breaks down. But you do have the cloud as potential support on it. Facebook, again, gave a nice push to all-time highs, but then it pulled back to the bottom of the double inside day range. XLF. Again, a big day tomorrow for the XLF with JP Morgan reporting and Wells Fargo's reporting too, so that should be interesting too. Right? And then Work gave a nice push intraday today and then a nasty drop. So it's back in the cloud again. So failed to work its way into the gap with any strength. X-Country kept to use peak call ratio being below Bollinger Bands along with the VIX to see if we might have a pullback. I do look at the peak call, right? So I basically just look to see if it's its relationship to kind of some major levels, right? So I look at this 1.1 level is pretty important, right? If we close above that, a lot of times we can see some reversals right here. But right now the put to call ratio is actually still kind of low, which means that the dip buyers are still in the game, right? So you can definitely look at it and see if there's any strength. You can also use it intraday too, the day trading chart. I just really don't find it. I don't tend to find too much use with it, right? Because it's still hypothetical. It's not, this is just people's guessing of what's going to happen, right? I'd rather see what's actually happening and make a decision off of that. I don't like to speculate on what other people are thinking, right? So that's kind of the idea with that one. So, Jose, what's going on? Beyond, what's happening? So Beyond, wow, nasty pullback there off that doji from Friday, and then pulled back a little bit to the cloud right here at some prior support levels. So let's see how that holds. Does Jim Chano sleep? I don't know. That's so funny though. Those it is a VCRA. Okay, so interesting right here. It's probably not one I would trade with options, but if it even has options. Yeah, it does, but the spreads are just horrible and it has no volume on it. So this is not one I would trade at all. But just looking at the daily chart, I mean, it's right at it's right at this geometric line right here. So a little bit of resistance there today, and it rejected 200 moving average. So just be careful with that one. Oh, VRCA. Yeah, okay, so another pharma company right here too. So again, also, stuff to be careful on. This one does not have options at all. Probably not one I would even consider trading, right? Because it doesn't have options. But it's still holding a little bit of geometric support right there. So see how that goes. And then after hours, it's not really doing much either. So no major news on it or anything. Keith, what's going on? SPAQ. Oh, wow. Smart Energy, big move up right there. Nasty bearish engulfing candle on that one today. So see how that goes. VXRT. Again, a lot of these names, right? So this Vaxart here, pretty strong name right there too. And it's actually up a little bit after hours as well. So let's see how that goes going in tomorrow. And then Guild. Guild kind of, mRNA kind of got the spotlight today. So a little bit of an upper shadow off that prior resistance level today. So Ramesh, DGX. Upper shadow off of Quest Diagnostics, right? But again, this thing really hasn't been trading sensibly, a lot. But I love that double bottom up there, and then you have the double top up here, and so we're kind of retesting all these levels again. Michael, iBio, let's take a look. Yep, iBio, interesting right there, off of the 8MA, upper shadow, and the penny stock, right? So it's a pretty interesting stuff right there, triangulating, so see if we can get a breakout one way or the other on that one. So good stuff. Great stuff, guys. Awesome chart requests tonight. Great discussion today. So we're going to see how JP Morgan behaves on that 15 orb tomorrow and see if we have something to talk about it going into going into our session tomorrow. And then we'll take a look at that one. So we got a couple of those out there. So Christian, ALL. So a little Allstate on that one. Yeah, hanging in there back in the 15-minute cloud. And then WBA. A couple of these names are okay. CBS had a little bit of a move today and then pulled back right there. So looks like a hot dog pattern on that one. So just be careful there. Good. So Deepan, what's going on? Apple. Again, still holding trend on Apple, but a little bit of a pullback there today with an upper shadow from all-time highs. So again, it's holding the ADMA, still in the cloud, still in the upper trend line. So let's see how that goes. And then DPZ, we got earnings coming up. DPZ earnings are, I believe, on the 16th, so Thursday. So see how it goes. Nasty upper shadow today on that. So kind of blah. Big push back down though. A little tricky. Open gap below could get some follow through to the downside to fill that gap. So good stuff, guys. Awesome. So really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great discussion so far this week. Really appreciate the questions and chart requests. So we'll be back at it tomorrow night. So we'll see you guys there. We'll see what happened with JP Morgan. Of course, we'll be analyzing it during the day. If you guys are new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. I do 3 videos intraday. I do a morning prep video. I do the lunchtime market update, and then the daily market wrap too. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so we can see that stuff comes out. And so we'll see you guys bright and early in the morning here on YouTube. Also, make sure you subscribe here too, right? Hit the notification button, and be sure to hit the like button whether you're new here or not. Oh no, somebody hit the dislike button. Why? It's so mean. Anyway, good stuff, guys. So really appreciate everybody for tuning in again. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, and stay healthy out there. And remember, you're risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.